I'm lucky that I get to work in this industry, and particularly incredibly fortunate that I get to work in it this long, but I really want to work with people that are either immensely talented. I would say that they're more surprises because they have beginnings, middles, and ends. They're not like, it's not just like hey, there's the person and we move on. It's they're there for a reason.
About a month ago, this really hit home with me too. About a month ago, I was sitting in traffic and I was just like jamming These Dreams by heart. I was killing it in the car. And there was just this busload of high school kids that were parked right beside me. I didn't even realize. I looked over and every one of their jaws were just on the ground laughing their friggin' guts out at me.
Yeah. My relationship with my father, which was very complicated and difficult. My dad was a very I come from a middle class, kind of blue collar home, and my dad was just of that generation where it's just like, he was Clint Eastwood, less is more. Simple grunts is how he communicated.
Okay, gotcha.
I think people tell themselves stories, and this sort of comes back to your worldview that you just mentioned about.
Well, that is also accurate and weirdly high praise as well. It was just one of those. It felt like a live action Pixar movie. It was something that I wanted to do something where nobody was being stabbed in the face.
Yes.
There was almost no blood at all. I think I got a little paper cut on the movie. That was about it. And something that my kids can watch, but also as a parent, too, you want the parents need to get punched right in the heart as well. And I'm really excited. But as I've gotten a little bit older, I sort of want to. Really, I'm lucky that I get to work in this industry, and particularly incredibly fortunate that I get to work in it this long, but I really want to work with people that are either immensely talented or people that I love and that I'm genuinely best friends with. And unfortunately, Hugh does not qualify as either of those, but I am excited because I'm a Logan fan. So. And then, that covers Will Ferrell as well. That's a guy that my entire life, I feel. I would say that they're more surprises because they have beginnings, middles, and ends. They're not like, it's not just like hey, there's the person and we move on. It's they're there for a reason.
Yeah. And you said it just earlier, but I wanted to go back on that. You think that this might be the greatest film that you've...
Look, most of the time when the movie is this much fun to make, you up bad.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively once seemed like Hollywood's golden couple, playful, affectionate, and effortlessly charming in the public eye. Their chemistry was the kind that made fans swoon. A perfect blend of humor and romance that felt almost too good to be true. Audiences adored their witty social media exchanges, where they lovingly poked fun at each other, making their relationship seem refreshingly real compared to the often polished facade of celebrity marriages. Their flawless red carpet appearances only cemented this image further, with every coordinated outfit and adoring gaze feeding the belief that they were truly meant to be. More than just a power couple, they were seen as an exception in an industry where love stories often end in heartbreak. Through every major event, whether it was an awards show, a press tour, or a surprise Instagram post, their bond appeared unshakable, a rarity in Hollywood's unforgiving spotlight. Too many. They weren't just actors who had found success in their careers. They were the embodiment of relationship goals, proving that fame and love could coexist without drama or scandal, or so it seemed. But now, everything has changed. In a shocking turn of events, Ryan has filed for divorce, citing reasons deeply entangled with a swirling controversy involving Blake and director-actor Justin Baldoni. What started as a simple film adaptation of It Ends With Us has spiraled into a scandalous storm of accusations, leaked messages, and fractured alliances. For weeks, rumors swirled that something was amiss. Observers noticed Ryan had stopped his usual public praise for Blake, a stark contrast to his past habit of gushing over her talent. Then came the first real clue, an event where he arrived alone, unusually reserved, dodging any mention of his wife. Soon after, reports emerged that he and Justin were spotted in a serious private discussion. The speculation exploded when divorce papers confirmed that the tension was far deeper than anyone had imagined. The root of the drama: power struggles behind the scenes of It Ends With Us. Blake, initially seen as the perfect choice for the lead role, reportedly clashed with Justin, who not only directed but also co-wrote the screenplay. At first, it seemed like standard Hollywood friction, creative differences, high-pressure stakes. But things took a darker turn when Blake suggested Justin was deliberately sabotaging her image, accusing him of feeding the media stories portraying her as difficult and uncooperative. Insiders whispered about heated arguments on set, moments where production stalled entirely due to unresolved disputes, and even crew members being caught in the crossfire of their conflict. At first, some fans rallied behind Blake, but then came the leak's private text messages that painted a far more complex picture. Instead of Justin being the mastermind of a smear campaign, the messages suggested Blake had been the one stirring tension, pushing for more control over the production, and even leveraging personal connections to influence decisions. Screenshots of alleged conversations between Blake and studio executives surfaced, hinting at behind-the-scenes maneuvering that positioned her as the true power player in the situation. For Ryan, a man known for his humor and fairness, this revelation reportedly shook him to his core. Behind closed doors, Ryan wrestled with the implications. He had always seen Blake as his equal, his partner, his confidant, but suddenly, he found himself questioning everything. How much of what she had told him was the truth? Had he been blindly defending someone who had manipulated the situation to her advantage? Friends noticed a shift in his demeanor, his usual light-hearted charm, replaced with a weariness that hinted at deeper turmoil. When more leaks emerged, emails suggesting that Blake had attempted to undercut Justin's authority on set, pushing for last-minute script changes that would favor her performance. Ryan could no longer ignore the signs. The tension between them reached a breaking point, leading to a series of late-night confrontations that only widened the growing rift between them. As the public frenzy escalated, the entire situation became bigger than just a messy divorce or a troubled film production. It was now a battle for credibility, where every piece of information, every leaked message, every conflicting statement only fueled the storm. And for Ryan, the hardest realization wasn't just that his marriage was crumbling, but that the person he thought he knew best might have been playing a very different game. All along, he remained silent at first, unwilling to fuel the flames. But behind closed doors, sources say he wrestled with the growing contradictions in Blake's statements, a web of half-truths and shifting narratives that made less sense by the day. The more evidence surfaced, the more he felt like he was being used to uphold a version of events that no longer aligned with reality. His frustration mounted, turning into sleepless nights and tense conversations with close confidants. The breaking point came when his own reputation started taking the hit suddenly. He wasn't just Blake's unwavering defender, but a man blindly standing by someone whose credibility was unraveling. The headlines painted him as complicit, and for Ryan, that was a step too far. Meanwhile, Justin maintained his stance with careful precision, releasing selective conversations that directly challenged Blake's claims. Without resorting to open attacks, he insisted he wasn't out to ruin a marriage, he just wanted to clear his name. But as Ryan and Justin were spotted together again, this time not in secrecy, but in broad daylight, exchanging what appeared to be a firm, almost knowing handshake, the media went into overdrive. Had Ryan completely switched allegiances? Was he about to partner with Justin on a new project? Or was this simply an unspoken acknowledgement between two men caught in the same whirlwind, each trying to emerge unscathed? Blake, once adored for her charm and relatability, now found herself on the receiving end of skepticism that grew by the hour. Fans who once championed her every move began piecing together inconsistencies in her story, comparing statements, analyzing timestamps, and forming theories of their own. Some still clung to hope that she would set the record straight, offering a full, unfiltered truth to explain the chaos. Others feared she had miscalculated, overplayed her hand, and underestimated the consequences of her private words coming to light. Yet, no one could deny her talent. Hollywood is a short memory when it comes to scandal, but only if the right moves are made. Whether she can bounce back depends entirely on how she chooses to face these revelations. With defiance, with remorse, or with a masterfully crafted reinvention that makes everyone forget this ever happened. As legal battles loom and public perception shifts, one question remains: can Blake control the damage before it becomes irreversible? Or is she already too deep in the fallout to recover? Hollywood has seen its fair share of controversies, but rarely does a film dispute unravel a marriage so publicly, exposing not just professional rifts, but deep personal betrayals. With Ryan seemingly aligning himself with Justin, the narrative has flipped in a way no one saw coming, sending shockwaves through their fanbase and igniting debates across social media. Once the epitome of a flawless celebrity romance, their relationship has now become a cautionary tale about trust, power, and the dangers of a digital paper trail that never truly disappears. Each new leak, each conflicting statement only fuels The chaos leaving both their reputations hanging in the balance. And in an era where no secret stays buried for long, the truth is no longer just about perception, it's about survival. But as the world watches, the real question isn't just whether Blake can salvage her career, it's whether the truth will ever fully come to light, or if Hollywood's smoke and mirrors will once again reshape reality itself.